Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing really well. So today I'm going to talk about 5 books that I would like to read before the end of the year. So I've been seeing the end of the year tag go around on BookTube, and while I didn't want to do the full tag, I did want to go through a couple of books to try to keep myself accountable that I would like to read before the end of the year. These books have been on my list for quite some time, and they just keep getting bumped down the TBR. So both you guys and this video will keep me accountable in my reading. So the first one, and I know this is going to be one of those books that I'm like, why didn't I pick this up sooner, is Sloof Foot by Brom. I've had this on my shelf for, when did I buy this? 2020? 2021? I think I bought it in 2021. I got it off Book Outlet for really cheap because this is actually a really expensive book. And I've heard nothing but good things about this. It keeps being one of those ones that I've wanted to pick up for ages, and it has all of the folk horror, witchy, old Puritan vibes that I want and that I love. And it also has beautiful illustrations as well. Like, the illustrations in this book are just fantastic. And it's just been one of those ones that has been sitting on my shelf, and I literally look at it every single month wanting to pick it up. So I think this one may have been on my books I need to get to before the end of the year last year, and I still didn't. So it's happening in 2023. I am going to finally read Sloof Foot, and I'll let you guys know what I think. And then next up, I have a choice actually. I did want to read at least one more book out of the Red Eye series. So the Red Eye series is one of my favorites that I've enjoyed. It does have books like The Lighthouse and the Charlotte books by Alex Bell, and 2 that I picked out of the series that have wintry feels are Fur and Whiteout. So the reason why I picked both of these are not only because they've been highly recommended, both of them, but they also have those wintry sort of isolation horror going on. So Fur, first off, is by Sharon Gosling, and it says, "We are the trees, we are the snow, we are the winter, we are the peace, we are the rage." And so this one I've heard about constantly. It's again one of the ones that I've wanted to pick up for some time now. And then this one, Whiteout, is by Gabriel Dillon, and it says, "She sat us all down and told us a story about things that lived in the woods, things that only came out at night." And we have a spooky little white hand here, like little kid handprints like in stories. Really does ratchet up the horror for me. I find it really super spooky. Anything to do with creepy kids or creepy dolls, really. So this one is based obviously on a blizzard, on a whiteout, and I thought this would be perfect for this time of year. So I don't know if I'm going to get to both of these, but like I said, I did want to pick up at least one more out of the Red Eye series, and so I'll go with either or you never know, maybe I'll read both. The third one, or I guess I would call these kind of subjects rather than specific books, like the Sloof Foot by Brom is a specific book, but like the Red Eye is a series. I wanted to pick up one more out of that. And as for one more that I wanted to read by a specific author, I do want to read at least one more Hester Fox book. So I have several on my Audible subscription, and I have this one still on my shelf here, The Widow of Pale Harbor, which I said was part of my TBR for the Gothic Hearts Reading Challenge way back in February. Never got to it. I look at this every month and I still haven't gotten to it. So this actually has an Edgar Allan Poe element wound into it, and it says, "A town gripped by fear, a woman accused of witchcraft, who can save Pale Harbor from itself?" And Pale Harbor is a place that's actually wound into some of Hester Fox's other stories. So because it's consistently mentioned, I did want to get to this one, or at least one of her other ones, fairly soon. The Orphan of Cemetery Hill is on my Audible as well. And we are probably going to be reading one of those, either this one or that one, as part of my new book club that's going to be coming up. So keep an eye out for an announcement for that, because I am going to be starting a Gothic book club in December. So we'll pick up one of those, and it'll also keep me accountable to read at least one more Hester Fox book before the end of the year. And then the last two on this list are actually Stephen King books. Now, I'm not a huge Stephen King fan, but I do want to read more of his books. I have my hardcover collection up on the top shelf there. So one of the ones that I wanted to pick up is one that I don't own actually, and that is Misery. So of course we all know this book. No, I haven't read it yet, and I actually haven't even seen the entire movie. I've seen clips of the movie, of course, because it's part of just about every horror list that you look at. But I've never actually read the book or watched the movie. So my husband Matthew has been begging me and begging me and begging me to please finally pick up the book so we could watch the movie together, because he's dying to watch it. He's seen it several times before. It's one of his favorite horror movies, and he really wants to watch it together. So I said, I'm not watching the movie until I read the book first. So I thought now is the perfect time to finally pick it up, because we have another isolation, winter sort of snow blizzard, closed in claustrophobia sort of book, and I thought now would be the perfect time for me to finally pick it up. So I'm putting it on my TBR before the end of the year, and I'm finally going to pick it up. I will watch the movie with him, and we'll see what I think about both of them. And then the final one that I have on this list for books to read before the end of the year is actually a nonfiction book, and it has to do with writing. So this one is On Writing, a Memoir of the Craft by Stephen King. And my mom read this book as part of her master's in literacy. She's a writer herself and has a degree in English and everything, and she says this is one of the most fantastic books she's read, especially when it comes to writing and story crafting and all of that sort of thing. And of course Stephen King is one of the most famous authors in the world, so he's got to be doing something, right? And writing is something that I've been putting more time into, more thought into, because I have all of these thoughts in my head and I need to finally get them down on paper, especially now because my adult job has changed, so it allows me a little bit more creativity and bandwidth and brain power to actually be able to do that now, which is, you know, one of the things that was a goal for myself. And so really super excited to finally read this. I think it's been, well, I mean, really it's been since I was in high school. I think I was in high school when she read this. And it's unbelievable that I haven't picked this one up yet, and I've heard lots and lots of good things about it. So I wanted to have something on here that would kind of help me in my own goals, and so this is the one that I went with, and so excited to finally pick this one up as well. So there you guys go. That is my list of books that I'm hoping to keep myself accountable and get to before the end of the year. Let me know if you've enjoyed any of these books, and yes, I know I still haven't picked up Sloof Foot, and I still have never read Misery. So hoping to get to both of those this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a question or a comment down below, because you know I love chatting with you guys. But until next time, stay spooky everybody. Bye.